Hello and welcome to the Paddock and The Pavilion with me, your host, Stephen Wallace. This is part 2 of my series with Shazia Rahman Zazai, the ex-captain of the Afghanistan women's cricket team. In part 1, recorded last August, Shazia shared insights into her successful 2023-24 season with Eastlake Cricket Club in Canberra. In this episode, recorded in September, Shazia reflects on the situation in her home country and discusses the exciting prospects of an Afghan refugee team playing in Australia with support from the Australian Cricket Board. You'll also hear the inside story behind the letter sent to the ICC by the Afghanistan women's players now living in Australia. Additionally, Shazia shares her plans for the 2024-25 season and gives us a glimpse into her recent training sessions with an Australian cricket legend. The episode begins with Shazia expressing her gratitude for the warm welcome she has received from everyone at Eastlake Cricket Club since her arrival in Canberra. This is another inspiring and heartwarming story from Shazia, a determined and talented all-rounder striving for higher cricketing goals. You may have told me this before, Shazia, in episode 225, but did the Australian Cricket Board select Eastlake Cricket Club for you?
Actually, they didn't select club for players, but they made opportunity for Afghan women's player to go to any club they like, or they can join. And most importantly, girls are selecting those clubs that they are near to their places, their home. So at that time, I was a little bit near to the Eastlake, so I said I will join this club. And the other thing was, actually, after a few months, we moved to like a far place, and still I was traveling there to the training because of the people that we have in the Eastlake. They're very kind and supportive, and I really liked it, this club. So and the other girls were doing the same. So when they find the nearest club, so they were trying to go there. And Cricket ICT like made the opportunity and give them like free will to any club that they can go and join. So it was not like selected from the Cricket Australia for the girls that they can go. So they're free, and they can, if they want to change the club, so they can change as well, or if they want to stay, they can stay in the club. So it was like optional. Everyone just selected by themselves.
But clearly you're pleased with the decision you made when you first came to Australia.
I'm really pleased with my decision that I made. Yeah.
Can we briefly talk about the current situation in Afghanistan, Shazia? What do you know of the current state of affairs?
Um. So as far as I know, the situation is still the same, and there's no any significant changes in the Afghanistan situation, especially for women. In the education section, so they're still in the same place, and even I was watching the news about the Afghan educational minister, and even he refused to answer that when Afghan women's schools will be open, and he denied the question, and he said, so I would say no one will ask this question until we decided to open the Afghan women's schools. So I would say the situation is still the same. There is no any significant changes there.
That must be very sad for you, for someone who did a degree when you were living in Afghanistan.
That's true. It's very sad, and we are abroad from Afghanistan now, and we can get education, which is we can do like most of the like lots of things that they can't do, and it's very sad. And when we are watching them, that they even can't get education.
Are you
Mhm.
still in contact with people in Afghanistan?
I am in contact with people in Afghanistan because we can't abandon people. we left our country, which was the hard thing we have done in our life. But we can't let the people that I'm still in contact with them, and it's very sad to hear from them that every time, whenever I we are talking, so they're not giving us the good news. Even some of my friends, they're telling me, please take me with you, like if you can, which gives me a very sad feeling because um, whenever you can do something, so it's good that you are able to do it. But when you can't do something and it's not easy, so it gives you just a sad feeling, and the situation is not good, and it's affecting us as well.
Yes, I don't think someone like me sitting here in the UK can fully understand and realize what it must be like to have left your own country to move to another country, the challenges that you've encountered in Australia, and the fact that you can't go back to your own country.
Um, that's very I would say that that was the biggest challenge in my life. And I've said this many times that moving to a new country, there's like countless challenges that you should face, and it's not easy to build your life in the new country and make a career for yourself, and to be like a be able to achieve the goal in some certain ways that you were achieving in your country. It's like moving to a new country. It's like starting from a zero. So you need to take step by step, and even um, it doesn't matter if you build your life or career in some certain stage in your country, but in the new country you still need to do lots of things. So it's never easy, and I fully understand what migrants are going through. So, and I will not hope for the people that they leave their country and go to the another country. Hopefully, there should be peace everywhere, and everyone can live their life the way they want.
But you feel, on reflection now, it was the right decision for you to take.
Of course, it was the right decision that I took at that time, and I understand every migrant has their own reasons to go to another country, and they know their situation best than any other people, and they are the only people that they can understand. But the decision that I made, I agree with that, and I fully support that, and I'm happy that I made this decision.
A significant development since we last spoke has been the letter that the Afghanistan women have sent to the ICC chair, Greg Barclay, back in early July. To start with, Shazia, were you one of the 17 women who signed the letter?
Yes, I was one of them. Yeah.
So that was one of the 17. Did you have like Zoom calls and that to arrange what you wanted to put in the letter and things like that?
So we had a discussion in a Zoom call, and we have a WhatsApp group, so we are sharing our opinions in the group. So when everyone agrees on certain points, so then we are taking action.
So what can you tell listeners about the letter and why did you send the letter?
Basically, the main idea of sending the letter to the ICC was that we acknowledged our Afghan team performances, and when they uh, qualified to the semi-final, uh, and then we congratulate Rashid Khan and the team as well in the letter. And and the reason sending this letter was that we are not in Afghanistan, and Afghan women players still hoping to represent their country, but which it is hard, and we are not in Afghanistan. So we wanted to seek some assistance from ICC to make a refugee team based in Australia, and Cricket Australia would be able to help us as well. So the main idea was to build and make a refugee team, Afghan women refugee team in Australia, and they would be able to practice and compete in the local clubs and might get chance to play internationally. And the other reason was that we wanted to participate in Olympics game and to make a good team for it. So that was the main idea, and we were hoping to get some response from ICC.
So what so far has been the response from the ICC?
Unfortunately, we haven't heard anything from ICC, and there was no any changes. And I do appreciate people that they supported us in social media, and they raised a voice for Afghan women cricket team. Um, and but as I said, we haven't heard anything from them and any changes. But that's the good thing is that Cricket Australia is still supporting us.
So have you as a group had acknowledgement of the letter? Have they acknowledged that they've received a letter from you?
Actually, I'm not sure about this, but I believe we haven't heard anything that in response of the letter that if they say like acknowledgement or say we will think about it. So we haven't heard any specific thing from ICC about this matter.
Because at the moment, the ICC funding that Afghanistan get all goes to the men's side.
Um, I think this is the a very controversial topic in the I would say in the media as well that why ICC is funding Afghan national team. So when ICC funding the full members teams, full members countries, so they are not dividing money and they are not dividing the fund from the ICC that they should spend to one some fund in the men's section and some fund in the women's section. So they are just funding the money to the countries and to the teams, and there's no any because I've asked this question if that's the if ICC dividing money to women's and men's, but no, it's not the case, and they have to spend money in the both side. So as everyone know, we are not in Afghanistan, and women in Afghanistan are not getting opportunity to go to school. So we can imagine so how they will get opportunity to play cricket, which is the hard thing. And I believe that's what ICC is understanding as well, the situation in the country. So it shouldn't affect boys and the men's team because they're also struggling with their own challenges, and they train very hard to get to this level. So we believe as a Afghan woman cricketers that they should receive the fund, and we hoping that one day Afghan women are able to play cricket in Afghanistan.
So, as part of the letter, were you asking for some of the ICC funding that goes to Afghanistan Cricket Board should go to the creation of a refugee team in Australia?
No, we did not mention that. We just mentioned that we will be seeking assistance from ICC to building the Afghan refugee team based in Australia. And we did not mention this that we are asking the fund that right now is going to Afghanistan Cricket Board. So it was like acknowledging the Afghan men's team and then seeking assistance for refugee team for women refugee team in Australia.
Because it's interesting to hear that you are you are in favour of the Afghanistan men's team to continue to play at international level?
Indeed, I am, and yes, I know the situation in Afghanistan because I grown up there, and I worked in Afghanistan cricket board for like almost 8 years, and I would say I I saw them more near than other people, that how they were working and how they struggled, and how the challenges and they face. So that's it seemed unfair for me that when women can't play cricket, that they have to stop funding Afghan men's team, because they are also human. They're also part of the humanity, and they also not happy with the Taliban's government decision, but they can't do anything about it. So I really hoping to something happen in some change happen in the women's section in Afghanistan. But I really don't want this to men don't receive funding from ICC because they deserve this and they really worked hard for that.
Yes, they made the semi-finals of the recent T20 World Cup.
Yes, they did, and I remember when they were qualifying to the semi-final, and I believe every Afghan should have cried in this situation when I was watching them, and it was something that we never imagined that Afghanistan would be able to go to the semi-final, um, and all of like almost all of my friends cried on that day that when they qualified to the semi-final, because it is not easy for a country like Afghanistan um, to get to this level and this position, because we all Afghan have lots of talents, but we are not in the good hands. So, and we understand that how much talent we have in our country, but the sad thing is we don't have much support from our government, and sadly, our people is still not um, like all educated yet to understand the importance of education and other things. So yes, they have very um, great talent, and they are capable of to play more higher.
We've now got a change coming at the beginning of December in the position as chair at the ICC with Jay Shah. Are you hopeful that the situation might improve with regard to a refugee team when he begins his role at the ICC?
I would say hopefully because Jesha background is also from India, and in India there is lots of women that they need opportunity to play cricket, and which the India Cricket Board is trying their best, and they have very quality players. So I would say he might understand our situation far better than anyone else, and because we have some we are sharing some common ground in some situations. So hopefully, but hopefully we get some responses. But I would say it's a bit complicated, and I'm not sure what will happen. But we always will have hope to get some positive responses.
As a group, do you meet very often on Zoom to discuss the situation that we're now talking about?
Actually, we do, and we have most of the time we are trying to chat and do a conversation via text messages, and we do have meetings, Zoom meetings as well. So it's quite good for us because we live in different states, and we miss each other as well. So it's a good opportunity to have a Zoom call and talk about the issue that right now we are facing.
And do you think you will send a follow-up letter when Jay Shah gets into his new post?
Um, I think that's a good thing to do, but right now, as we are moving as a team, so we need to discuss this with the team, and if they agrees, and we might send another letter as well.
So would you ever consider as a group traveling to meet members of the ICC and meet Jay Shah to talk your situation through with him?
Um, I would say we will look for the reliable or reasonable situation. So we will, as I said, we are moving forward as a team, and we are getting different opinions from different players. So um, that's a good thing to think about. And but we didn't think about this matter now. But it's also good to have discuss about. Um, but as a team, we will think if it's gonna help, so we will do that. If we see or if we understand, and we ask someone that they have like experience in this condition, in this kind of situation, or the cricket background people, so they might give us a good advice about it, and then we could think about it. But um if it's gonna help us, so we might do this, but I'm not 100% sure that we are going to do this or not.
You are listening to part two of my series with Shazia Rahman Zazai. If you missed part one, where we discussed the Afghanistan women's captain's successful 2023-24 season at Eastlake Cricket Club, you can catch up on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or on our YouTube channel. Now let's return to part two with Shazia. Coming up later in the show, she'll share her exciting plans to play first grade cricket in Sydney. Is there a chance that the group could, I realise how big a country Australia is, you might, as a group, meet somewhere and play a game with some outside funding in Australia?
Um, that's what we hope, and that's what we are trying to do. And we have players that they're really keen to develop their skills, and they're still playing cricket in different states, and they're playing in clubs like me, and they're trying to improve their skills. That would be great if we get that opportunity. Yeah, that would be very good actually if we were able to play together again and play against the good and quality teams.
The Australian Cricket Board, are they supportive of the letter that you sent to the ICC?
Actually, I would say they are the biggest supporter of the Afghan women cricket team. And they always supported us in many ways. And um, without their support, we actually can't do more. And with the letter, they always supported us, and as a rest voice against women's rights, which was very good, and everyone admired this. And I would say they are the biggest supporter of the Afghan women cricket teams.
Well, thank you very much for talking about the letter and its significance. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would say that um, hopefully we get a chance again to play together as a team. But if not, Australia is our second homeland now, so we would be more proud to play for Australia and play in the higher level in the domestic cricket.
With the new season now approaching, Shazia, you're also now doing some training in Sydney. It's a long way away from Canberra.
Yes, it is. I'm really looking forward to the new season, and because I wanna make bring lots of changes in the new season. That's why I decided to go to the Sydney, and it's taking like 3.5 hours driving for me to go from Canberra to Sydney and come back. at the same day.
And you're training with one of the legends of Australian cricket and the history of women's cricket in Alex Blackwell.
Indeed, it is. It was. Um, it is like for all the players, it's a dream to see someone skillful and played internationally for such a country that they have a very quality player and the best cricket players. It's always a pleasure uh, to be around these people and to get a knowledge and have a good feedback from them. And um, I've been training with her like maybe I've done four four or five sessions training. And she's legend and she's a very great person.
What's she like as a coach?
So she's a head coach of a Sydney University club, and she has been managing this club, I think, from for a while. And still I'm new, and this year I decided to start um cricket season in Sydney as well because in Canberra I'm not getting much opportunity because the women's cricket is not that much in high level. So I decided to go to the Sydney and explore more and try to be um, among good and quality players. And she's managing Sydney University Club, and every time when I'm going there, I really enjoy the atmosphere and the coaching quality is very good there as well.
You're getting one-to-one coaching.
Yes. So she told me that if you can come 1 hour early, so I would be able to get chance to see you more there. That how you're playing and will give you coaching tips. So the thing is when I spoke to her over the phone the first time, so she um because she didn't know how I'm playing and she was a bit curious about me and the way how I'm playing, and I requested her that I want to play first grade in Sydney because we don't have first grade in Canberra. So she was a little bit curious about me. So I said, I'm happy to come to Sydney and join a few sessions. Um, and then she said, "Yeah, that would be great if you can come." And just one thing I wanted to mention, I will give you my honest feedback at the end of the session. So I was happy and I said, "That's totally fine. I also want to see myself that in which level I am right now and how I'm playing." So that was very good to talk to her at that time.
And has the feedback from her been as good as you
Oh,
expected or better or
actually, I would say the feedback was very good, and I knew that I have something that she will be happy with the with with the with the talent I have. So when I went there, I she asked me, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do batting or bowling? I said, doesn't matter, I'm okay. So we started from bowling. So she said, you can do bowl first and then we will go to the batting. So when I started bowling, in my first ball, she said, "Oh, that's very good. Like you didn't warm up and your ball is very good and that's good." So then I did a leggy again, and on my third ball, I tried to do wrong end, and then she said, "Did you do this intentionally?" I said yes. And then I went back and then I did the same bowling, and she was quite happy. And she was saying, "Oh, you have good varieties in your bowling." I said, "Yeah, I've been training, and to get these skills." And then I was telling her now I'm going to do like slower bow or quicker bow. And then she was happy. She told me that you have very good standards and that's very good. But I want to see you more in trainings and we have trial games here for the upcoming season. So I want to see you in the games that how you're playing. So in the first session, I received this feedback, and she was quite happy, and she said, "You have good standards, so I'm happy to give you a chance here, but I still need to see you more." So when I was attending other sessions, and then she, when I was leaving the place, she told me, "I'm very impressed," and when she said that, I was very happy, and I was saying, "Okay, Shazia, you have good skills." So like when she's saying I'm impressed, it means you have something. So that was very good comments that she made, and it was a great feedback that I have received so far.
I bet you can't wait to actually put it in practice in a match now.
That's true. I can't wait. We have a trial game on 29th of September. So I really looking forward to join this trial game and to showcase my skills and um, yeah, I'm very excited.
So what's the plans then for this season, the 2024-2025 season?
Basically, my plan is to play in Canberra for Eastlake again, and then because we are having games on Saturdays in Canberra, and in Sydney they will be playing on Sundays. So like I'm trying to play all the season in Canberra for Eastlake on Saturdays and play first grade in Sydney on Sundays. So this is my plan now, that to play cricket in both states. Um, and if I achieve this goal and I succeed, I'm very positive about the what outcome I need to get from this season this year. So I would say I would be first Afghan women cricketer to play first grade, especially in Sydney, because it's not a easy thing to do. And they have very quality players in Sydney, and the first grade is not the easy cricket to play. So I would be first Afghan woman player to play first grade, and which is very excited. And it's just the minor goals I have. I want to play more higher level cricket in Australia.
Presumably, if you play first grade in Sydney, you're going to be playing against players that have possibly even played international cricket.
So, Sydney cricket is high level cricket, and the first grade, as I said, it is as well. So, I think the procedure is to. I'm not sure how they're selecting players for the international levels, but as far as I know, they after first grade they have state level cricket, which every state has their own cricket team, but they're selecting players from the state level, from the first grade. And then from state level teams, they're going to the national team. I think that's the procedure as far as I know. And yes, as I said, my goal is not just to play and stay in the first grade. My goal is to play more higher level cricket and play for Australia.
Well, the very best of luck this season, Shazia. I can tell from listening to Michael, from listening to Bonnie, and listening to you how determined you are to play cricket at the highest level possible. You've overcome so many challenges and hurdles already. Thank you again for talking to me on the paddock and the pavilion. The best of luck for the season, and also hopefully you'll get some news from the ICC as well.
Thank you so much, Stephen, and thank you so much for the making a time for me to talk about my cricket journey. And I really appreciate that. And thank you so much. And I really appreciate people that I have around me, and they're giving me positive energy and they're giving me hope. So that's a great thing. And thank you. And hopefully we receive something from ICC. But if not, as I said, Australia is also my country now. So my goal is to play highest level and to show that Afghan women are capable to play highest level cricket. And um, and I want to be first Afghan woman to play higher level cricket, and from Afghan women cricket team be a first player to reach this level. And also, if we don't hear anything from ICC, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop my cricket. So I'm playing for Australia, and I'm hoping to play for the national team.
Thank you for listening to part 2 with Shazia Rahman Zazai on the Paddock and the Pavilion. Since my earlier interviews with Shazia, I've had the privilege of speaking with her further, and I'm delighted to announce that this series with such an inspiring young woman will now extend to 5 parts. Part 3, coming very soon, will focus on her progress this season at Campbelltown and Eastlake cricket clubs. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.